Okay, it is dusk on Wednesday, December 6th, 2017, but we are going to pretend like it is Thursday, December 7th, because I'm out for a bit of a hike, and it seems like an auspicious time to make my Thursday update, my weekly update recording. So, what's been going on in the life of Rye this week? Let's just get right into it. And in the moment, I happen to have a pretty good sized ball python in my jacket right now. It's a super pastel morph coloration ball python, and I just picked it up in basically an animal rescue. What happened was this snake escaped its enclosure between 4 and 6 months ago, and in a rental home, and the owner of the snake, searched all over the place trying to find it, wasn't able to find it. And then last night, for reasons I didn't get down to the details, the nitty-gritty of, the snake was located in the crawl space of the unit, wrapped around a pipe that was so hot that the owner of the snake, when he put his hand on the pipe, he could only hold it there momentarily and had to let it off. It was too hot. But the snake was wrapped, just spiraled around this pipe, keeping itself warm. And I've inspected the snake, like physically. It looks like it's in good condition. It doesn't look like it's been burned, although I don't know if I would recognize burn marks on a snake, but I've seen plenty of pythons and boa constrictors in my day, and this snake's belly looks okay. And it's healthy, you know. It's not emaciated or anything like that. I think it's been eating house mice, but the owner of the snake was pretty much claiming guilt and negligence and asked me to just take the snake away. And so I have it. And so I'm going to add this to the, I believe, 7 other ball pythons that are currently at my house. Some of you who follow my channel may remember a couple of 2-3 months back. Oh, there's some deer beside me. I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not. Just feeding there, some mule deer. Checking me out. We will proceed. Anyway, yeah, my wife's cousin left a stack of snakes, literally, in plastic bins in a shelving system that he designed for breeding ball pythons, and he left them there at my house a couple of months ago. From what I understand, he doesn't want them back. There is a red-tailed boa amidst the bunch that he wants, but the rest of the snakes he's forfeited, basically, and said, since you're taking care of them, if you'll take care of my red-tailed boa, I want that one back. The other snakes are yours. So that's something in the moment that's going on. Oh, hold on a second. I got a call from John Nightingale. Hello.
Hey, Ryan. It's John here.
Hey, John.
Hey, I take it you got a lift back okay? No problem?
No, they're not able to repair it today. They got to bring the part down from Red Deer, so they're going to do it in the morning.
Oh, I see. So you're, so you took the car home tonight?
No, I just left it there.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
you got a lift back with the shuttle?
Yeah, I guess they'll shuttle me back there tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, the reason I'm calling, and do you have a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
I got some really disturbing news, what I consider disturbing news here.
Okay, so I just got off the phone with my friend there, and I am at Rustrock Cathedral, what's called Rustrock Cathedral. It is an art installment that just happened. Not really. It's been built over a decade. Check this out. It even has solar lights wrapped up in it now. Basically what this is a giant sculpture of our river bottom detritus. We got bicycles, we got all kinds of rusted farm equipment, we got solar lights. Check that out. Solar lights in the mix. All kinds of stuff, pieces of refrigerators, you know, parts of cars. We got dolls of various sorts. Everything that washes ashore in the river bottom here has a potential of being added to Rustrock Cathedral. It is a massive monument is the word. A massive monument to our waste. Check this out. Look at that. It's got an arch now. Year after year it gets bigger and bigger. This castle, this cathedral. Let's go up inside. Check it out. Yeah, there's always something new here every time I stop. This is why I didn't take the direct route home down University Drive. I figured, let's swing by Rustrock Cathedral, go into the coulees and go up and down instead. Check this out. It's a dragonfly, some kind of old crochet or knitting, the ABCs. These iron, whatever the hell, stuffed up this pipe. All kinds of stuff mashed into Rustrock Cathedral. The hubcaps, the old tennis rackets, all kinds of fencing and wire and dolls and Christmas wreaths and bicycles and lots of mufflers and shopping carts. Who knows what? There's been stuff come and gone from Rustrock Cathedral. I think at one time all of the NSYNC Barbie dolls were in here from that band. Yeah, it's always an interesting place to stop, and it's ever growing because our trash continues to show up on the rocky riverbanks. So yeah, figured I'd stop by here on my way home. The snake is perfectly fine, nice and warm inside of my shirt and my belly. And John had some interesting news, something that might come up in social media, you know, on my YouTube page or YouTube channel at some point. We'll see how it's handled. There's a intra-species event unfolding that I'm going to end up getting somewhat in the mix of, and we'll see where it goes. I'm not going to say more than that at this point. So, what else has happened this week besides the inheritance of a lot of ball pythons that are going to have to be rehomed? Christmas shopping. Christmas shopping. I can't stand shopping malls. You know, if I was a really good cultural anthropologist, I could divorce myself from the, you know, the cultural values and this kind of a thing, and I could try to appreciate that market for what it is and how it's evolved. But what happens to me is I walk in that place and I become the angry old man, the Clint Eastwood, scowling, hating every human being in there. Or not every one of them, but a lot of them. I had to go Christmas shopping. Every year I make at least one pilgrimage of sorts into the Park Place shopping mall in Lethbridge. That's our best shopping mall at the moment. As we all know, what happens with shopping malls is that eventually somebody builds a newer, prettier one, more modern architecture and that kind of thing, and all the shops move over there or go away and things change. But right now, Park Place is the Lethbridge shopping mall, and I went there trying to resolve some Christmas shopping issues, and it didn't go so well. I timed it. I went on Monday, right? I figured, okay, I'm gonna go when the least amount of people are gonna be there. And so my daughter Justine, I pick her up from work at the mall at 9:15 in the evening. And I figured, okay, I'll go at 7 o'clock in the evening. I'll spend the last couple of hours there before closing, and hopefully I'll find some of the stuff that I need to buy for Christmas, for presents. And so that's what I did. I went there. Like, pretty much right in the door, I had attitude, you know. I was already upset. I'm gonna have to spend money. That bugs me, because I don't have a lot, you know. I'm gonna have to spend money, and I have to be in this environment that I just this cultural environment that I just absolutely despise. And I know that all of these retailers are ripping me off. Anything I buy in this place, I'm being ripped off. I know that from the start. And regardless, there is a ceremony unfolding, and I have to participate. I'm compelled by our society to participate in this. And so off I went into the mall, and I started walking into stores, and inevitably, almost, less than 20 seconds into the store, I have salespeople riding me. Are you doing okay? Are you finding everything all right? Good evening, can I help you? No, you can't help me. Yeah, I'm finding everything just fine. Yeah, everything's all right. I'm just doing my Christmas shopping like every other asshole in here. Do you know my wife? You don't know my wife? Well, how in the blank are you supposed to be helping me? These are the things that I didn't voice. I didn't give voice to as I was being accosted by sales representatives who I know are forced to do that approach. I didn't say those things, but my expression on my face was enough. They knew what I was about, They knew that I was not happy with this. And they were almost apologetic. But it's their job. And I started thinking about it, and I started thinking, you know what? What if I walked in there and I wanted some help? What if I went in there and I was like, I had one thing that I need to find, and there's this whole store full of shit, and the best thing for me was to run into a salesperson right away and say, this is what I'm looking for, and he shows me to it, and I grab it, and I get to the till, and I'm out of there. You know? If only that were the case. It's not the case with me, but it might be the case for some other guys. And so in that respect, in that way, these sales reps are all right. You know, they're trying to get us in and out, you know, right in the door. What are you looking for? Tell me what you're looking for. I'll bring you right there. You can pick it up. You can pay for it. You can get the fuck out. I'm with that, you know? I just wish I knew what I was looking for in this case. And because I didn't know what I was looking for, I was upset. I was frustrated, and I took that out on those salespeople with my scowls, my grinchy looks. Yeah, that was the first problem. Just passing below Whoop-Up Bridge right now. It's the thunderous sound around me. The main thoroughfare between East and West Lethbridge, Alberta. Our river crossings are quite the feat. You know, we got pretty much the biggest railroad high-level bridge in the world. So, and it's meant to be like that. It's meant to kind of dwarf the environment. It's meant to trigger a sense of sublimity, not to nature, but to mankind's achievements. That sounds like the wrong word to me. I don't know. Anyway, what else? Aside from just being pissed off at being in the shopping mall, what else happened in my Christmas shopping experience? Well, pricing. And this is where I can really tell that I'm getting to be a little bit older now. I mean, mostly I still feel like a kid. You know, I still feel pretty childish, pretty playful. I don't have life figured out. Don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm not living completely oblivious as a child is, but you know, when it comes to the cost of things, you know, if you ask a kid how much does this cost, you know, like I know there was, for instance, there was a book fair at my niece Isabella's school the other week, and so she wanted to break into her piggy bank and take her money to the book fair to buy whatever. So I was like, all right, so we'll open your bank. So we opened her piggy bank, and she spilled out the contents, and we went through the whole process of counting it up and everything, figure out how much she's got, and she's got $6 and some odd cents. And I was like, okay, that's what you got, $6 and some odd cents. And she was so excited. She was like, yeah, I'll be able to buy like one of everything. That's my mentality basically when I go into the shopping mall looking for something for somebody for Christmas. I'm like, all right, if I've got a couple $100 to spend, I can really like do a lot with that. Just okay. On a side tangent, it's related. It's related, but it's a side tangent. Let's talk about the elf on the shelf. All right, elf on the shelf. I got some Facebook friends who are talking about it. You know, they're raising kids, and their kids want this elf on the shelf, and so they went and got it, and they've, you know, every night it moves to some different location in their house, and it's spying on their kids. And I start thinking, you know what? This is a pretty cool cultural experiment to just play with and pay attention to, because, you know, it's not just, you know, any culture that's going to come up with the idea that, you know, you should have this little elf thing in your house that you pretend is spying on your kids, and you make your kids like actually pretty much believe that this is happening, so that they're freaked out about the elf because the elf is going to report them to Santa Claus. I mean, even without the tangible physical elf on the shelf, we were doing this when I was growing up already. This mythology was already there, that somehow or another, you know, through Santa's helpers and spies and shit, he knew what you were doing. And if you were messing up, you know, especially when it closed into Christmas time, you might not be getting what you wanted to be getting, right? So now you got this tangible, creepy looking elf on the shelf thing, right? And I talked to Isabel, my niece, about it, and I was like, you know about this elf on the shelf thing? She said, yeah, I know about that, and it's creepy, and I don't want one in the house. And if I come home and I see one in the house, I'm gonna go in my bedroom and close the door. And if I see one in my bedroom, I'm gonna put it in my closet, and I'm gonna close the closet door. I don't want to be around that creepy elf. She basically just put it bluntly like that, and I was kind of like, you know, I was hoping that she was gonna be like, yeah, we should have an elf on the shelf, because I wanted to try this cultural experiment, and she wasn't having none of it, and that was okay. But of course, when I was at the mall and I was supposed to be doing Christmas shopping for the people who I'm supposed to buy Christmas presents for, then I start, you know, looking for elf on the shelf. I'm not necessarily gonna buy it, you know. I mean, it really depends on the price. And that's where we connect, right? Down that avenue of the pricing again. When I did eventually find Elf on the Shelf, this simple little, pretty much just a junk doll. It's like a simple felt body with long legs and long arms, pencil legs, the kind of thing that we made as like Sunday, you know, morning projects and shit, you know, just for something to do. My mom would be like, all right, let's make some little elves. And that's what we do. I don't think my mom was like most in that respect, but Elf on the Shelf, not worth, in my mind, $42 at all. And so I'm pretty discouraged. Like, that just, I mean, if I already had an attitude for Christmas shopping, that just lifted it so much higher. Elf on the Shelf. Yeah. $42. So I go through the mall and I'm looking. I I did eventually find a couple of things that I think will help toward resolving my dilemma of completing my Christmas shopping. I found a couple of items. I bought them. They were twice as much as I thought they'd be worth. You know, nothing Elf on the Shelf like. Elf on the Shelf is 5 times as much as I think it'd be worth. But yeah, I found a couple of items, bought them, and then by then I'd spent 2 hours in the mall, and I thought, well, it's time to go get Justine. And so I went out that way, and I thought, I'm gonna reward myself for doing this whole thing, for going through this ordeal of shopping in the mall. I'm gonna stop at the movie theater. I'm gonna get myself a small buttered movie popcorn. So I went in there, and I went up to the till, and I asked the teenage kid for a small buttered popcorn. And he started, he started putting the popcorn in the bag and all that, while another kid was ringing me up. And when I saw what came up on the till, it was very close to $8. It was very close to $8 for a small bag of popcorn with butter on it. And I was like, hold the phone before you put the butter on that popcorn that you just put in that bag. If that's my price, almost $8, I'm not buying that bag of popcorn. I quit. I'm not doing it. That's a nickel's worth of popcorn, you motherfuckers. But yeah, that was the price. It was almost $8, and I had to walk away. I had to be the old guy that was like, oh, that should be a nickel. I walked away laughing hysterically. I'm sure they thought it was, I'm sure they either thought I was an asshole or they thought it was a funny experience, because I couldn't pay that much. It's like, no, yeah, I want this popcorn. Oh, wait, what? What? I gotta pay money for that? No. Not that much. So I'm getting old, right? That's what that tells me. I'm getting old. Okay, so it is actually Thursday morning now. No longer have to pretend. I'm just about home from hoofing it over to the bank to move a few dollars around in preparation for picking up the Jeep a little bit later, once the repair is done. And yeah, I just quit recording last night. It was getting so dark. I figured it wasn't going to be very entertaining stuff if you can't see me or anything else in my environment. So yeah, but then when I threw it on the computer this morning anyway, I realized that I'd already rambled for practically a half hour. So I think we'll just call it a wrap there. That's a weekly update, and it's not much more to talk about anyway. Some snake rescues, some Christmas shopping ordeals, and today I'm trying to sell a few of those ball pythons that I have at the house here. We'll see. I know I'll be able to move at least one of them, but I'm hoping to sell maybe 3 others. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for this week, and I'll check you again next Thursday.